Miles Morales dropped last week, and it is dropping, or it has dropped this week for the PS5. We are poor boys. We did not get it for the PS5, as we stressed when we did our midnight release of the game. We got it for the PS4 because we wanted to experience the story.
Yep.
For those that don't know, Miles Morales is a smaller spin-off sequel to Insomniac's first Spider-Man game that came out for the PS4 back in 2018. Now, for the sake of this discussion on it, I will not mention a key spoiler for the sake of Barny.
I got a little further last night, so... But you continue.
But I don't know where we're at, so I'll keep it safe. That's really the only point.
Maybe when I start playing, you can be like, oh, so you already know this.
Now, what do I think of this game that is meant to be a glorified PS5 demo? That's the point of it being made. That's the point of it getting released for this holiday season for the PS5. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'm surprised at how much, in fact, I loved it. Now, the story isn't compromised for being shorter than the first game, which I was a little surprised at, to be honest. The characters, they still feel real, just as real as the first game, and there are a lot of moments that play strongly, like from an actor's perspective, and I think that's based on the performances that the voice actors and the motion capture actors are presenting themselves in this game. So it's a lot of great character moments that I very much applaud. And the gameplay, what's cool about it, it's not an exact copy of the first game, thanks to the invisibility feature and the like electro powers. They call them venom powers in this game, but I see it as electricity.
Both of which I absolutely love.
Yes. And I think this sets up a proper sequel game. I think it sets it up actually a little better than the first, to be honest, like a numbered sequel for Spider-Man 2 when that drops, which I'm assuming is next. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get to play as both Peter and Miles.
Ooh.
In that numbered sequel. I think we should.
Yeah.
Peter still looks a little wrong to me, but I might as well get used to it and just
we've covered
accept
that.
it. Yeah.
You all know how we both feel about that.
That'll never go away,
And,
but it's fine.
I still feel the same way.
I mean, if you put Tom Holland in the movie suit, then it's actually okay. It's just not what we signed up for.
Right,
but anyway,
right.
That's neither here nor there. Obviously, it's meant to be played on the next-gen console, and maybe I will get it whenever I do get a next-gen system for here.
Yeah, I experienced a little bit of slowdown a couple of times, and it did crash once on me last night.
It's happened to me too. Yeah, like the fan on the PS4, it's going into overdrive to play.
Right, the thing's taken off, but you know it's doing pretty well. And like I say, I've just experienced a little bit of slowdown when there's like a bunch of bad guys on the screen and there's a lot of things exploding. But that's to be expected, really, and it doesn't really ruin the game. It just like reminds me that it's a game made for a more powerful console.
Exactly. But we got this to experience the story.
Yes.
We wanted to know what was next. We didn't want the internet to spoil us for whenever we did get a PS5. We wanted to be in the know right now, especially since we were given the option to.
People like Tom who play the game through from beginning to end in the first 24 hours.
Which, I mean, you can. It's a short enough game where you can do it and honestly get a lot done in that first playthrough. You got to experience a new hero in the spotlight that wasn't just another Peter Parker game. It was experiencing a new character, a new culture, a new way of looking at things through a new lens, which I thought was very exciting. And I think that they really hit the nail in the coffin as far as like a precursor to culture in Miles Morales' world of Harlem in New York City. I thought that was really well done beginning to end. And of course, I had to experience immediately getting all those sweet new costumes that they had in the game.
Yeah.
Purple Rain is my favorite for obvious reasons. Even just how they unlock it is friggin' great.
Bodega Catsuit is my favorite for obvious reasons.
Touche. Now, my expectations were exceeded because I felt like the synopsis of the game was kind of shortchanged. They made it seem like it was smaller than it actually was. But I would still give it an 8 out of 10 compared to the first game, which I personally give a 10 out of 10, including the DLC, which bumped it one whole number grade in my mind because it just became more of a complete experience once all 3 bonus packs were done. I do hope that they give a small bit of DLC to this game. I'm not expecting that much because it is a smaller game, and they're clearly looking to move on with Spider-Man 2 in 1 to 2 years for PS5, which, of course, by then we will have gotten a PS5 because we're not missing that. But, yeah, still, I think this is a wonderful continuation of the franchise, the specific game universe, this Marvel Gamerverse, if you will.
Yep.
I think it is kind of the perfect Spider-Man game series. It's better than the PS1 games, and those are classics in my mind. It's even better than the Spider-Man 2 movie game that came out, which everyone called transcendent, being able to swing through New York. I think this has exceeded that infinite amount of times now, all things considered. And if you haven't gotten this game yet for PS4, definitely go get it. It is worth it. It's only $50 compared to the usual $60. But if you have a PS5 and you love comic books, this is well worth the taste.
Not much else you can play on the PS5.
Exactly.
Right now,
you know, like in my mind, this is the best thing you're going to play. Yes, you can bring saves over from the PS4 to the PS5 with upgraded versions of the games, but at least this is a new game. So I would go out and get it right now.